lots of around the world, right? Backpack, you have done this, and you're born and bottom in Japan, and now I think since last 5-6 years you are here in India. So what's the basic difference you are looking in the culture of Japan and India? Apart of that, yes, we are aware there is a per capita income and other things. So this is a difference which is on paper. Apart of that, because you are connected with the root of India, right, in the culture of that, you are working lots of social activities in rural areas also. You met lots of people here in India. So you know better, you can compare the culture difference into it. So what's the difference in culture or similarities you found in India and Japan?
Okay, thank you for asking. That is very interesting question, since I've never thought in deep. But what I feel is that cultural diversity and spirituality, this topic, I feel it's quite different from Japan and India. So basically, the root is, I think, very similar. Like Japan has Shintoism and India has Hinduism. So both have a lot of gods, like hundreds of gods. And where people are saying wherever we can find the gods, like this table, this tree, or pictures, walls, we can say there's a god. This similarity is there, but unfortunately for me, it is kind of an unfortunate thing. After World War II, we Japanese lost this diversity of culture and spirituality. But in India, even in rural side or slum areas, people have a spiritual mindset with strong culture. So they believe in God and they are taking care of families and neighbors. So this, how to say, but community bond by culture, I can say it's very different. And of course, food is very different. I cannot eat any spicy food. Japanese food is very good for me. This is very different.
Yeah. So the youngster here in India, if they want to do these kind of similar activities over there, so what advice would you like to give to them? I mean, how they can prepare themselves financially, mentally, moral support, their networking, their efforts, their roadmap. So as per your experience, so what's the kind of advice you would like to give to the youngsters who want to follow you?
Okay, so for the younger generations, sometimes younger generations are asking to me, I want to do some social work, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know what to do that. But please rethink that. You have something you can do now. Like for example, if you are in urban area, you must have seen some poverty side, like street families, beggars, or slums. You must have seen, right? Of course, by living here, I saw. What I'm doing is that first, just try to communicate as the same human beings, without any bias, just as the same human beings. Of course, I'm foreigner and they're Indians, so there are many differences, but at the point of humanity, of course, we are the same human beings. So first thing is that I just visit them and of course, try to politely communicate with them. Sometimes they try to ignore or they just try to beg from me. But I'm keep telling, you are not the beggar. I want to communicate like that way, in sincere manner, in very polite way, of course. And after 3 or 4 times of visitation, I'm not sure why, but in somehow we are able to communicate. And then we can understand the situation and we can understand each other as well. So then, if you find, for example, if there are some children who are not going to school every day, you can just start to teach whenever you have time, right? So these things are, you may feel this is very small thing, but for the child, for the community, it is not a small thing, obviously. for the child, if you can give the education from today, the child's future can be changed dramatically by understanding many things. So these things, please rethink. You are not the small young guys or young people. You have something you can do. But first, please rethink that. Please stop saying, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do. Please stop saying that. First, please think positively what I can do. In this mindset, I want to let all the people, not of course only for the youngsters.
Yeah, that's great to listen about your thoughts on this. You're saying that no need to be on a big site. Just start with a single step. If there is one small child near you, just start giving some study and help them to grow, to study into that. You can start from this. It doesn't matter whether you are struggling for that big resources over there. Whatever the resources you have, what the best you can do, start doing with this, right? Slowly you can expand that, right? So good to know. Because you are from different culture, so the Japan rural area challenges also, and of course there are Indian rural challenges also. And if you compare the urban life and rural life, in every society there is a difference, right? Different kind of challenges. But if we compare the Japan rural challenges and the rural here in India, so what are those? Of course, in rural sector India, we are struggling for the basic education, right? And we are not sure about the Japan. So what's the basic difference in if you compare the Japan rural society and Indian rural society?
Actually, this question is also my first time to think deeply. The first thing I think is I don't want to criticize, but what I'm feeling is that governmental support. For example, in Japan, wherever we were born, at least until 14 years old, we can get the education. And of course, school building is there, teacher is coming every day. And basically, people are able to read and write, of course. And these days, we can access to smartphones or laptops wherever in Japan. So wherever we were in Japan, we are able to learn whatever we want to learn. And if we want to get the higher skill, of course, we can learn from online as well. Of course, physically saying, the opportunity is less than urban area in Japan as well, of course. But still, there's good education. Actually, I'm from rural side of Japan as well, but I could get good education, and I learned from online basically. And I passed the exam of the top university. So this happens in Japan. But on the other hand, as our work site as well, if there's no school, or if no one can teach, even sometimes parents are not able to read and write. Right? Who can give education? Without education, how they are able to learn by themselves? We cannot blame you are lazy. No, it cannot be possible. I say opportunity is quite different. This is what I feel.
Yeah, good to know this. If you said in Japan there is a basic infrastructure is available where people can go online and do this kind of activities and learn the things. Do you think our rural or semi-urban kind of areas is ready to adopt these kind of new technologies? With the help of technology, we can scale up our efforts and reach the people who is where it is not possible to provide any kind of physical teacher by using some special kind of augmented and virtual realities or some kind of SLM programs. So is India is ready to adopt these things?
Okay. Yeah, basically my answer is yes, but not for every single part. I mean that even in our website, actually we are using AI. Like for example, ChatGPT has a quite better conversational function. So even before learning how to read, children are able to learn whatever they want to learn by communicating with smartphone, right? But for that, of course, there must be someone who understands this. This function is good for you. Let's start. Then children can learn. But if the person is not there, it's very difficult. So this person who is telling that introducing and implementing and monitoring, like sometimes like device can be like misused or like just sold in some case. So of course this kind of mentor or coach or whatever we can say, the adult who can manage properly. If just one person is fine, one person in one village is fine, I think. But if the person is there, we can utilize the technology on ground basis.
That's good. So that means it's a little bit challenge if you're saying that sometimes people are sold their gadgets which you are providing. So it's a challenge to convince them and tell them that how much important it is for you, right? So it's quite challenging to it, right? So coming back to your NGOs, right? Your daily activities, right? As you said that most challenging is the fundraising point. So fundraising is a similar activity which general people are doing to enhance their business activities, sales and marketing activities, and doing their elevator and napkin pitches. So the similar kind of activities you are doing, or you are taking or corporate companies is approaching you and targeting you to do some kind of social activity. So what is your approach basically to raising this fund?
So at the point of fundraising,
for more information, please contact us or visit www.technovizautomation.com.